guys, so I don't really share stuff that's like personal, so it's a little bit different for me. Um so somebody in my life is close to me, somehow got like cellulitis infection. I had a couple of people since I found out about this person's journey. Um Cellulitis is like a bacterial infection underneath the skin and the tissues of your body, like say it's like on your leg or something like that, or it could be on your hand or just anywhere where you have skin. Even on the top of your head you have skin, so just like it could be anywhere. And so it could come from like cuts. I thought I saw like bruises and stuff too. It could be like, so you could get something as small as like a mosquito bite, and you know how like you get a spider bite or a mosquito bite or something like that, and it like breaks the skin open, so you can get an infection that way if it's not cleansed well, and cared for well and promptly. It's usually, it's, I don't know, how do you say, yeah, so anyways, it's just, it can be, it can swell up your leg or your arm or like whatever extremities are really quickly, and whatever area it is, especially the more severe that this infection gets. And it's something that usually you need like antibiotics to help the swelling and the infection to go away. You can't really take care of it on its own. So what I've been finding out is that I mean, like, you could put a cold compress. I would say, me not being a professional in this environment, putting a cold compress on anything that's inflamed does help the swelling to go down. But if that doesn't help, then I'm also like a advocate for like eat oatmeal, eat eat oats. For me, that's always been a positive win. I really love oatmeal, and oats. Not all oats help me, but I know which ones actually do help me feel better. And actually helps me to like breathe from the inside out and not have so much going on with like my inflamed organs and tissues while I'm in transition, whether like fitness or just eating healthier or whatever. So that might be a nice thing for you, especially also stay hydrated as you can. I know that there's a lot of controversy over our water and other things, and it's ridiculous, and it's petty, and let's make sure to take care of each and every one of us, even if somebody's giving you water, not to just take the whole water because you're thirsty. Like, you can drink a portion and share it. That is also taking care of others, okay? That's more incoming. But yeah, so it's just like it's almost like, I want to say, an internal version of like shingles, or an internal version of like eczema, where people will have, and I think rosacea is different, where it's like you get red on, say, like your cheek or something like that, and it's dry, for eczema, and it just, there's not really anything except for Arbonne baby oil, by the way, can help with eczema and helping it to like heal, and like get the moisture that it needs and the nutrients that it needs. And that's pretty cool. That helped like what, 12 years ago, 16 years ago. So I'm sure products have changed and evolved since then, but that's definitely worth looking into. And it's like a tan and light powder blue bottle, and it's for babies. And what was I going to share with you? Okay, so basically, yeah, so I was just reading about how it's like cellulitis is kind of like that. And it seems like a lot of people like in my environment have been getting this around the same time frame. Remember when the COVID started? I was out of my home state like a month earlier, before it actually returned to my, before it was in my home state, and I had gotten really sick with COVID, and then like I almost didn't make it in some avenues. I might have to share that, but I understand that experience. That was a really bad, horrible experience, but really positive because of how some friends came to, I want to say, my rescue. They were true angels on this earth and really helped care for me and get me to where I needed to go and to survive, and prayed over me and for myself and checked on me. I even called my parents parents and said I may not make it. That was an interesting conversation. And I'm not one to be like dramatic or anything by any means. We all have our things when we go through like the ups and downs of moods or like figuring things out, but I'm not like a dramatic person. And anyways, so for my friend to be like, I think you should call your parents and let them know. I was like, okay, I think you're right. And so anyways, and this friend was older than me, so it wasn't like, it doesn't really matter. You can be wise at any age. So, but we had already gone to the emergency room, all that stuff, and gotten medications and just a whole lot of different things that I can share another time. But and y'all, if you had COVID, or you understand, or if you were having to quarantine yourself, you get it. But anyways, this particular person, it's on my mind. There are a few that are going through sepsis and cellulitis and different things like that, and they're all going through the same type of process, which I just kind of feel like is the next kind of like infectious disease that they're trying to kind of like not scale, but kind of just seems strange that there'd be 3 or 4 people within my vicinity that I hear about after this one particular person facing life-threatening circumstances, going through the same process, and it seems very ritualistic, routine, like COVID did. It's almost parallel. It's so strange. It's so structurally strange that it's like, oh, this is exactly what we do. It's like, but they can't find it. Like they couldn't find out what it was when I had it. It was quote unquote unknown. It's all very, very strange. So something that was life-threatening with COVID is now life-threatening with somebody else in my life, and now other people are being affected by this, and I'm like, what the heck? It seems like there's like somewhat older people being affected by it. Anyways, but sepsis is like, gets into your bloodstream. It can get into your lymphatic as well. I think that's called something else, but in the Bible, God was showing me, like, I was like, Lord, how do I pray for this? How do I connect with this? Because I was definitely connected, but I was also like trying to like, how do I pray for this experience for this specific person? The sepsis carries it and carries it through their entire bloodstream, carries it all the way through. This disease, this ailment, this bacteria has a possibility of like affecting, I keep saying, their brain and different things like that, right? So so my thoughts, and it can do that for anybody. My thought is, I don't know, I was brought to leprosy. I can't remember the book that I was reading. I can't remember at the moment, but I usually remember. But see, not remembering is part of the symptoms, y'all. Yeah, I don't know. If you're not healing within like a couple days with the antibiotic treatment, like, and it's just swelling and it's getting worse, whatever, you need to basically see a doctor right away. Anyways, but ER, all that good stuff. So, anyways, I kind of just I was gonna say, oh, leprosy. Leprosy had a whole routine, and people basically would unintentionally quarantine people with leprosy because they didn't want to be anywhere near them. Cellulitis, I don't really know if it's like contagious or anything like that per se, but I do know it's more so just like, how does somebody who's already healthy and already taking care of themselves hygiene wise and always clean and getting cellulitis? And these are people in my life and around me in my circles, that even outside of my circles, that are clean. So I kind of go, how is this implanted in them getting these things? I think it's also an internal thing. Like sitting in automobiles that are too small for you, or sitting at desks that are too small for you, and that internal compression of the body, and then the pain that it can cause and stuff too. But leprosy was just such a beautiful metaphor and analogy, and it was just like, oh my gosh, even then you have to go before a priest who classifies you as clean or unclean. Leprosy was an unclean spirit, or a door or portal open to that, and it goes throughout the body, just like cellulitis with sepsis, goes all throughout the body. And so it's like, oh, it's like, I call you forth as clean. Come forth, you are clean, in the name of Jesus, and you're healed in the name of Jesus. The Lord he does all the work for us, but it kind of interesting.